Okay, what is going on guys, WiLLiSGaming and I'm back with another daily Destiny video, and in this video I'm actually going to be going over some of my ideas for maybe the new subclasses coming in maybe the expansion or later in any DLC which Bungie will probably throw at us. So in no way is any of these confirmed by Bungie, they are just simply ideas that I have twisted in my head and seen on forum topics, posts, Reddit and stuff like that. I just took some cool pictures off the internet, used them for like icons on the spells, and you'll see when I get into the video. But yeah, if you guys like the ideas and you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, also subscribe for daily Destiny content. On to the first Hunter subclass called Trapper. So as we know, Hunter already has a Arc and a Solar class. The only thing that is missing is actually a Void. So I made this idea up called the Trapper. Basically the ability is to trap enemies with contraptions of the Void. So basically what that means is the Hunter can basically summon different types of equipment, traps, deadly booby traps and stuff like that from the Void, and they all do Void damage. So for the first ability, the first main ability, which basically will be the equivalent of Gunslinger's Golden Pistol or Blade Dancer, it is actually called Void Well. So basically just imagine the Hunter throwing down like a trap or something like that, and it's basically going to be like a purple puddle on the floor, so to say, like basically like a black hole or something like that. And there's a Void Well. Void Well places a trap on the battlefield which slows, damages and snares enemies. So any enemies that move in will take Void damage and they will be slowed. Pretty good for Crucible if you throw it on the flag maybe, and they'll also get snared as well with some Void damage, which will be nice. And for the grenade, I actually called it the Bowler Grenade. If you're not familiar, a Bowler Grenade is basically like a lasso type of grenade, and you throw it, it like wraps around you and you're basically stuck. A Void Grenade that sticks to any surface and also prevents players from jumping and slows their movement. So just imagine like a Void type grenade. So when you throw it at like say an enemy player, they will be stuck and they cannot move, which basically gives you an easy chance to pick up the kill, or it'll probably blind them at the same time, which will actually be quite cool. This will be good if you're trying to take down like good huge yellow enemies, mages and stuff like that, and you can't get a shot off or something like that. Minotaurs, we all know how annoying Minotaurs are when they teleport. Throw this at a Minotaur and it'll probably like paralyze him, stop him from moving. And yeah, I would add more abilities when I do these subclasses, but for now I'm just adding the main ability and one grenade. Maybe in the future when I do more videos I will actually add different abilities and stuff like that, different ways to customize your different type of subclass. But for now it's just going to be one ability and one grenade which I'm going to add. So that pretty much covers it for the Hunter class. Moving on to the Warlock class. So as we know, the Warlock already has Void, and the Warlock already has Solar, Sunsinger and Void Walker. Obviously the only thing that is missing is Arc. So I made up this thing called Arc Weaver. Spawn a giant orb of light that shoots lightning at nearby enemies. Now doesn't that just sound freaking badass? Just imagine this massive orb of light following you around, zapping enemies, paralyzing them and who knows what. It just sounds freaking awesome in my opinion. And the main ability is actually called Eclipse. Summon a massive orb of light that follows around attacking enemies with arc light. So basically you could probably customize this in so many ways. You could probably customize it to patrol the map, heal your friends, maybe use it to distract a group of enemies, like a huge group of enemies which you don't fancy killing, or just get it to heal your entire team, which could be freaking awesome. This could probably be used for like a support Warlock, or just flat out damage if you're in PvP. And yeah, I think that sounds pretty freaking awesome. If you can imagine that in your head, like a massive huge lightning ball just following you around, how badass that would look. And for the grenade, I actually, instead of making up a new grenade, I actually thought, wait, why don't I just do like a freaking Star Wars type of shit where I just shoot lightning out of my fingers? Doesn't that just sound freaking insane? So I made up this thing called Arc Blast. Your grenade is replaced with a single blast of arc light damaging enemies in front of you. And it's obviously not going to kill them instantly, otherwise that'd be OP as shit in Crucible. But obviously it'll take down their entire shields. I think this would basically be the equivalent to maybe getting hit of like half the damage of a trip mine maybe in Crucible. So if it hits you, it's basically going to like fuck you up either way. But it's not going to be like some sort of one hit melee attack, if you get me. And obviously all these abilities will do arc damage. So yeah, that covers it for the Warlock. Moving on to the Titan. Now Titan is the only class I do not play in Destiny. I have a Warlock and I have a Hunter. So I thought I'd be pretty kind with the Titan and kind of make it OP, if you kind of get what I'm saying, but not game breaking, so it kind of balances it out. But I'll let you guys decide in the comments. So for the third Titan subclass, I actually called it Crusader. This was actually already a name for it. I actually saw this name on a forum of a guy who had some ideas as well, so I kind of like nicked the name from him. And for the first ability we have is called Supernova. Fire a large horizontal beam from your chest, healing friends while decimating enemies. So if I don't know if any of you guys know or know the game called League of Legends, it's basically a game where it's like a MOBA game if you're familiar. And you play as these characters, so to say. And there's actually a character called Lux. She's actually a female wizard or something, and she can actually fire a huge beam of light in front of her, and it goes across the entire map. So if you can kind of like imagine a Titan doing that just sounds freaking awesome. If Bungie actually did something like this to Titans, gave them a third subclass, this would make me want to play a Titan so freaking bad. So it's basically a huge beam of light which will basically heal any of your friends in the path, and it'll just basically destroy anything. Now this is probably going to be a one-hit in Crucible, the first person it hits, but if it hits a second person, obviously it's going to do less damage. And yeah, maybe you can like customize it so when you like kill an enemy, like the Hunter's Combustion perk, they explode and maybe they could damage enemies next to them. And for the grenade, I actually called it the Prism Grenade. When thrown, forms a small prism around the target, damaging and slowing the target, then exploding. So it's basically like a little prism which basically attaches to you, and after a certain amount of time it damages and slows you. It will eventually explode and eventually just kill you. So it's basically like getting sticked but much slower. So I hope you guys like enjoyed this little idea video. I kind of made up all the graphics on Photoshop, so if you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button. And like I said, in no way is this confirmed by Bungie or is this coming. It's simply just speculation and some of my ideas which I made up in my head, and I threw a bit of Photoshop graphics in with it to make it look cool. So that's been the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This has been WiLLiSGaming. Make sure to subscribe for your daily Destiny videos, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.